Fitin10 Nation, it is day 50, which means it's the last day before we head into the countdown of the teens, right? After this, we basically 19 days out, 18 days out. So it's kind of weird to think about that way, right? Like, we are really heading into the tail end of this challenge. Although it is still 3 weeks, it is still 30%, or slightly less than 30% of the challenge. So in the context of the challenge, it is still a lot of time, right? But I will remind you that you need to keep putting one foot in front of the other. You need to take advantage of every single day, and you need to follow the system as closely as possible, hopefully 100%. And if not 100%, then maybe it's 99, right? Not 60%, okay? Or 70 or 80, but very, very close to 100, if not 100%. Another reminder to you that estimations are not good enough. You need to measure everything out. You need to measure everything out, and you need to account for everything that goes into your mouth, okay, with the exception of water. You need to account for everything that goes in. So if you think that it's okay to estimate the food, or if you think it's okay to perhaps have something and not even put it in your journal, or put it in your journal, it doesn't matter, and you think that you're going to offset it by doing something else, I'll burn off some extra energy, whatever, you have another thing coming. It has probably a bigger effect than you think, okay? So everything counts, every day matters. Also, don't think that if you do it once in a while, it won't matter, because it will matter, okay? You can take 4 or 5 steps forward, and you can easily take 3 or 4 steps backwards just by having an off day. When I say an off day, I mean a day that's off your diet, so to speak, okay? You're just eating extra calories. So beware, and I warn you, okay? I warn you not to do this, okay? All right. Something that is incredibly handy and incredibly convenient is smoothies, right? I've talked about smoothies before. If you're not doing them, I suggest you do, because they're really, really handy, especially if you have a sweet tooth. I have a super sweet tooth, believe it or not. That's why I have, part of the reason I have smoothies. And those Fitstar ISO bars that I absolutely love, which I have generally per day. I have 3 per day. But at least 1 per day, and they kind of give into my sweet craving. If I work out, I usually have 3 per day. If it's a day off, I usually only have 1 or 2. They give into my sweet craving along with this. And right now I am having 1 to 2 of these per day. And I would recommend, if you are not at home during the day, like if you work, if you're not working at home, you have a place of work outside the house, you may want to invest in a bullet at your place of work and at home, because all you have to do is fill this up with whatever you need. Take it to your work, pop it in the fridge, and then just blend it when you want to have it. It's super, super convenient, okay? And it makes getting your macros much easier. Of course, I am on my, I've got a host of recipes for smoothies. A lot of them are included in your Fitin10 manual. But I am still on my kick of the banana, pineapple, almond milk, vanilla quattro, protein powder, which I sell, and Greek yogurt mix. Super, super delicious. And I'm sure some of you have tried it. I know at least one person has, and they raved about it. Okay, more of your questions here. One more that it was lingering in the back that, in fact, I did read, and I don't know what happened or why I didn't read it. I don't recall talking about this, so let me just quickly do that. Name something specific you need help with. Please lower the volume of the background music. I am noise sensitive. It would help to improve my concentration. Thank you. Okay. I know this person, I know where they usually stand in the gym, and this person stands right at the cage where the loudspeaker is. The speaker is literally right over top of them. So my suggestion is for you to change spots. That's why, because generally we don't have the music that loud. But we should move you away from that if you are noise sensitive, okay? So choose a different cage. Is there anything you would like me to cover in this week's video series? Tips in optimizing your form during weight training sessions. Yes, okay. Well, this is highly dependent on the movement. So I'm going to mention two things. One, watch the workout video before coming to class. Because I go through at least most, if not all, I go through most, I probably never do all, but most of the things that I would like you to pay attention to, okay? So that will help you a lot. Secondly, pay attention to me in class. Like, I'm not picking on anybody here because this happens over and over again with like multiple people, like pretty much every class. I thoroughly explain an exercise, like for instance today, stiff leg deadlifts, and I go through and I demo and I explain what to do specifically and where your knees ought to be. And I don't say this once, I might say it 3 or 4 times. And what happens? People are doing regular deadlifts. So, you know, and these are not even new people. So it's not even necessarily you. So you need to listen. Listen in class, okay? All right. Oh, shoot. You know what? I just realized. I didn't even answer all of this person's questions from yesterday. They asked about benefits of apple cider vinegar first thing in the morning, and I talked about the benefits of apple cider vinegar. It doesn't have to be first thing in the morning, okay? Is there a benefit to doing it first thing in the morning? I mean, you could just take it at night. I don't see, or in the day. I don't really know if there's a timing to be honest with you. I can't think of any benefit off the top of my head of having it in the morning per se. Okay, and I also didn't answer this. Do we mix with water or shots are okay? Either is fine, doesn't make a difference. Although it is fairly acidic, so you may want to mix it in water because it will be hard on your teeth. Okay, same with lime juice. So you may want to dilute it with water, and then afterwards you may want to just rinse your mouth with water. That's what I always do, or I try to remember to do, so that at least it doesn't sit on my teeth, okay? All right, more questions here. 7:25. Jesus. Okay, let's get to more here. All right. Can I get in one more? Okay, let's do this. Okay. Has anyone ever followed the entire program properly and lost minimal weight and completely transformed their body density measures? Okay. Oh, this is actually a big question. Or maybe gained more lean body mass than losing fat. Does past resistance training or having lots of muscle and strength in the past change? Okay, this is a huge question. Let's get message of the day, okay? My apologies because it's almost, you know, like it's, you know, because you know I'm going to have message of the day and you know that's going to take me like, you know, 5 minutes to go through. I could potentially. What is the message of the day? Change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. Change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. Pretty much think this speaks for itself, right? So sometimes you just gotta, you know, especially putting things into perspective. Things that can really perhaps aggravate us or annoy us or set us off. You have to look at them for what they are, right? Look at them for actually what they are and how they're affecting you. And is really your reaction going to be the best reaction for you or for the scenario or for those around you? Or let's just be completely selfish. And I already said this, for you, okay? Because quite often you have to look at your reaction and if it actually helps you. Believe me, I've been through this with myself before. I'm like, you know, I just freaked out or I just, you know, had this irrational reaction. Was that helpful to me? Did that help me in my life? Do the people around me think I'm a better person now? Or do they think I'm an ass? Right? So this is something that, listen, I know we're human and we're not all perfect, and it's probably going to happen if you just catch one of us at the right moment, in the right situation, the right circumstances. However, I'm still going to remind you to self-evaluate as much as you can, right? And as I mentioned before, I go down rabbit holes when these messages of the day come up. So I'm just going to leave it there and say to you, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Okay, another example here, going off down another rabbit hole just quickly here, is, you know, not succeeding in something. And not succeeding in something, however you want to define not succeeding in something, but you know, you're working towards something and it's not happening. Okay, so let's just say that. That is a normal thing. That is an expected thing. That is something, especially when you're working to something major, that's more than likely going to happen to almost everybody. So you need to, you know, change the way you look at it. It's like, oh yeah, that's supposed to happen. That is supposed to happen. So I'm going to keep trying, because that's what will make it eventually happen. That's what will help me to move forward, right? So sometimes you just got to look at things for what they are, what can be expected, and just change your outlook on them, okay? And on that note, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude, and you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you tomorrow. See ya.